Okay.
Yeah.
I'm here with Ken Wong from Databricks' team. Wow, I can't speak today. Okay, let me coffee kick in. I'm here with Ken Wong from Databricks. Ken is the Senior Director of Product Management over AI/BI dashboards, AI/BI Genie, and SQL.
Yeah, Databricks
It's a
SQL.
warehouse. Yeah, awesome,
yeah.
awesome.
The warehouse and analytics stuff.
Awesome, that's
Yeah.
awesome. So, can you? I know I've asked this question before to you, but I'll ask it again. Dashboards. Can you tell me what is the value of Databricks offering AI/BI dashboards inside of Databricks when really the market has a lot of BI tools?
Yeah, no, and a lot of great BI tools too. Basically, we listened to our customers, and it was overwhelming that one of the first things they want to do when they have data inside Databricks SQL is to be able to visualize it, share it with others. We want to make that as simply as possible. Being integrated as part of the Databricks platform gives us the opportunity to deliver functionality that honestly third parties wouldn't be able to, right? So we wanted to make it seamless for people to be able to just share dashboards with anyone in the organization without having to worry about seats, without having to worry about managing a separate system. And AI dashboards allow us to do that.
Oh, that's pretty cool. What would you say is okay? So that's AI/BI dashboards. Now, when you look at the market, what are some of the dashboard tools that you personally like? That you're like, oh, I really like how they do this. Yeah. So.
Well, I mean, I'm ex Tableau, so I have a lot of love for the data fam and that product. Well, I admire Tableau because it was relentlessly obsessed about the flow of the analysts and the user experience for the actual act of analyzing data. I think on Tableau is second to none. I think Power BI has an incredibly robust dimensional model with like a strong legacy there. It's both a strength and a weakness, but and also the data prep experience in the Power BI suite is pretty great. And then obviously of the modern vendors like Sigma, I know you're involved with them a little bit.
To be an advisor to them, so.
But
I did not pay him to say this, and Sigma did not pay him to say that.
I mean, I think it's one of the most innovative vendors out there because they have such a unique approach, right? I think for teams that are actually in wanting to analyze their data deeply and not trying and then empower sort of data savvy individuals to do more, the Sigma solution is sort of second to none.
That's good. That's good.
And then ThoughtSpot also like doing interesting things with sort of a search and natural language based approach.
Ken, when you look at the future of AI/BI dashboards, what's the big picture as to the direction? What do you want to accomplish this year, if you will?
This year, I mean, I think one of the things that we want to accomplish this year is we talked off the bat. Our goal is to make it easy for everyone in the organization or any organization to be able to share dashboards and insights broadly. And one of the challenges we've heard from our customers is that today there's hesitation to bring sort of your true business users and bring them into Databricks because our user experience is like a little overwhelming, right? And there's hesitation from the administrators. So we're trying to introduce a few features that will simplify the experience so that both the admin and the business user will feel comfortable with kind of AI/BI dashboards reaching those users.
It's pretty cool. Now, moving on that. So that's dashboards is more the classic, the tried and true thing, right? And there's different flavors depending on who you are. You're going to like different features, different platforms. Now, let's talk about AI/BI Genie.
Yeah.
So we just came from 1 or 2 years where LLMs are everything. And there is, I would say, a lot of promising elements to it. But at the same time, there's also a lot of sometimes unnecessary hype, and hence why I have my Say No to Hype shirt here.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. Yeah, nice. I like it. Yeah.
When you look at Genie,
yeah,
what makes Genie a product that right now, a product that people or companies would want to use for actually delivering business value versus, hey, I'm just going to try this out just so I can say I'm working on an AI project for because I
Yeah.
was asked to do it.
Well, I think you're absolutely right. It's like with LLMs, it's so easy to just crank out demoware, and it's honestly for analytics team as well, not just for the product team. Like it's easy for analytics teams to get excited about rolling out another AI-based solution. I think with Genie, like philosophically, we've kind of recognized like the fundamental problem with these LLM-powered capabilities is the ability to deliver accurate answers, and the gap there beyond just generating syntactically valid SQL is that, well, the LLMs aren't going to understand the unique semantics of your business. And today, those semantics are not captured in the system. They're in the analyst's head. So with Genie, our focus is figuring out both a user experience and a system that's able to extract that information out of the analyst's head, capture it inside Genie so that it's actually able to answer your questions. So the customers that we've worked with on Genie actually understand that and they understand that this is an AI system. There's a process of kind of, in some, for lack of better words, like training it and then monitoring its behavior over time. And those who understand that are experiencing success.
That's good. And I always love the analogy of the intern that learns as you.
Yeah, like because they're becoming smarter and smarter interns.
Yeah.
I think as the models
Yeah,
come along.
when are they going to become junior interns? Well, junior analysts maybe.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I think the capabilities, again, like if you kind of imagined hiring, I think the analogy I gave you before was an intern, and with the latest models, maybe you're like upgrading to a consultant, at some point, but they don't understand your business, and you still have to have a conversation with them so that they do.
Which is then also the value of Databricks, right? Because it's connected all your metadata, all of your information, all in one place, and obviously some companies have different platforms, different tools that they share at the same time. But okay, so we had, after a brief momentary interruption, so we're talking about AI BI Genie. I'll ask like probably a two-part question. One is, what are some of the other tools out there on the market that try to tackle the same problem that you admire, and perhaps then how do you defer to some of those with those tools?
So I mean, I think there's lots of interesting startups doing, and off the top of my head, I can't name all of them. So I don't want to name just one.
Okay, got it.
Lots of startups. Like I think if you have the luxury of being able to start from scratch, you have the opportunity to do innovative and interesting things. Like I think the challenges for the incumbent BI vendors is fundamentally, I think with the introduction of LLMs, you do have to think about the system a little bit differently, and to retrofit that into an existing BI stack is challenging.
Yeah. So would you say even when looking at vendors that are purely doing that chatbot-like experience with your data, just for clarity, saying those that have been maybe doing it for 2 years could end up potentially being at a disadvantage to newer folks because then they have less restrictions and less retrospectivity.
You certainly have the opportunity to move more quickly. Yeah. There are some vendors out there that are have been at this for so long that they kind of understand the problem and are poised to take advantage of it. And I think off the top of the list is probably like ThoughtSpot. They've been at this for so long. Yeah. And playing around with the latest. I forget what their name is now after the rebrand, but post Sage, I forget what it is. Like they have the most built out solution in the space today.
It's pretty cool. Now, looking ahead now at Genie for the year, what are you the most excited about?
There's a lot to be excited about.
That you can talk about, I should say.
Well, I think one of the most exciting things across both AI BI dashboards and Genie is the introduction of UC metrics. We have so far developed system, like sort of a solution that works really well if you're doing ad hoc analysis and then kind of quickly promoting it into production in the form of dashboards. But as we tackle more operational use cases, larger deployments, customers really want formalized models. So UC Metrics is going to offer that. So super excited about that. And then for Genie in particular, UC Metrics is going to give trusted answers, which I think is, as we talked about, like sort of the problem.
Yeah, and it's fun for me to see, and I'll give credit to this. I think first off with dashboards, I think it was around the same time last year, probably a little bit, maybe it was even 9 months.
I remember it was a
months.
C minus.
No, it was a D minus.
It was a D minus. Yeah, I remember.
So I did a post, and I did a review on dashboards, and it was a hard one. It was like a D minus. It was a D something, and it was realistically, and I say this respectfully, it went from feeling pretty unusable for me, and really like, hey, what's even the value of this in the platform, to where it is at now, which I think it's not an A.
Yeah.
And
we'll get that
but it is functional, and for a lot of business needs, I actually see the value. Like I find myself sometimes like alternating between, hey, for this project, I'm going to use AIBI dashboards. Yeah. For this other project, I'm going to use Sigma.
And I think most organizations will be in that mode for a long time. I think like there are good use cases for these different tools. I don't know. Have you played around with the calculated measures stuff?
I have not. I am planning on hopefully doing a video in the next few days on that.
I think that will be, hopefully enjoy that.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. Like, we released it early with the interest of getting feedback, but we're now getting to the point where I think AIBI dashboards is eminently usable. Actually, one of the things that stories I really like is our internal team actually straight up switched to AIBI dashboards for what we call the Customer 360 from a partner vendor for the purpose of dog fooding. Nothing wrong with the vendor. And the CSAT scores for the dashboards all went up. Awesome. Engagement went up, and so like for us, it's actual usage like that tells us, hey, we're heading down the right path.
Yeah. What now? So now looking at Genie too. So with Genie, what I've seen is you haven't done necessarily a terrible great amount of changes on like the UI itself, but I've seen is a lot of like functionality sort of almost behind the scenes being added, right? Like I remember before when all you had was like the general instructions, and now you have like I think certified. I may be using the old terms, like certified answers, and then there's the calling in the functions and whatnot. And for me, it's been exciting to see, really to see how that product is shaping up. And what again I love the most is when Ali or you or anyone has talked about it, it's not overhyped. It's it's something that for me as a external person that's still very close to the ecosystem, but that doesn't like hype for the sake of hype. It's just it's something that I've appreciated very much. So.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, we're certainly excited about Genie.
Oh no, it's good. Yeah, no, I think it's good, and that's what makes it valuable. Because at the end of the day, you don't want to have a product that people just try out. And it's like, okay, that's okay, I'm done.
Yeah, but it is a journey. We're not there yet, and we have lots of work ahead of us.
Yeah, no, but again, it's big for a company to say, hey, this is still something we're developing. Versus here you go, this is going to solve all your problems just like that. So I appreciate it, and that's why I'm bullish on the product long term.
Thank you.
So,
Awesome.
Awesome.
Well, it's great to
chatting with you.
Chat with you.